Well, hello. It has been a day, but I'm here finally for the stream. And we're gonna do a bit of Death and Decay type stuff, because there's a skull. And yeah, I may have to go on an itty bitty break ish in about 10 minutes. As I've said, it's been a day, and I just about finished putting the lasagna into the oven, and yeah, I'll need to get it out in about 10 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna do some painting. Let's just get some stuff out of here so we can start painting over the other stuff. Yeah, okay, we can leave that in. Alright. I would say we are starting with the background, and I should have that done by the time I need to get the lasagna out. So, yeah, it has been a day. I don't know, I felt kind of loopy all day. Like I wasn't quite there. Don't know why, actually. Maybe it's just that make it a cool background or more of a warm-toned background. I'm not sure. But yeah, felt a bit loopy all day. And then I've had a mishap with my camera. And I'm not sure I like my camera anymore, because it is not exactly feeding into anything that makes me feel secure in what I'm doing here. But alas, it's not like I can currently afford another one. And by afford, I mean I could buy another one. Yeah, but then we might not be able to feed Arno. Where are you, Arno? I heard you meowing. There you are. Come in here, sweetie. Mom? Yeah. Hi, BP, how you doing? Hope your day is going a bit better than mine. Yeah, about an hour ago I was like, maybe I should just cancel stream. But for me, canceling a stream is like a very slippery slope into never streaming again. Okay. So I'm not quite sure if I should have the darkest part basically behind a skull and hands and then have it fade out to something lighter. Or have the darkest part around the edge and then get lighter towards the skull and hands. It looks a bit more like it is framed that way. And the other one is more contrasty. You know what, let's go with the framed version, and if I don't like it, we can just invert the colors. Oh, fully packed, that is good. I'm hoping you're having a smooth flight, and that the jet lag isn't getting too bothersome. I mean, you are going forward. I think that way it shouldn't be too bad, and I mean we are currently on standard time again, so we're only 5 hours apart at the moment, and if you're going forward, I don't know, is that how it works? No, I think the way back is better for you. I don't know. But we're currently just 5 hours apart, not 6. Maybe that makes it easier. jet lag is going to be killer. Because I will likely not sleep on the flight. Be like super tired, yeah. I mean, I have managed to sleep on the flight from New York to Paris, and then we had a layover there to go to Leipzig after. But really, waking up was so weird because we were just about landing and the whole plane was shaking as it lands, you know, that kind of thing. It was so weird. I felt we were in some really bad turbulence at that point. Turns out we were definitely getting closer to the ground, just in the good and controlled way. And again, imagine Saturday, but realistically the only match I will be attending my dreams. Oh. I mean, I don't know which hotel you're staying at, but maybe they make some very amazing coffee to keep you up for another 24 hours. Okay, I've just had an idea. What if we make this more like a fade in, fade out? Rather not have it as a, oh, what's the word, vignette. Might even take a little melatonin and just sleep at least a little, and I arrive around 11 a.m. The check-in is around 3 p.m. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I mean, pretty sure they can at least hold your luggage, so you don't have to hold that all around Munich for 4 hours. It's mostly just can't get into your room yet. Oh, listen for my little wolf howling for food. Can I join you for howling, sweetie? Nice quiet cafe might be the best thing. I mean, you know what I do when I out and about and have to wait till I can actually check in. I just go around the city, look through the camelins, see what fun things I can find. So now let's just put some texture onto the background, and then we have our very first mini break. Guess that's how I roll today. We're having breaks. Let's go with multiply. Sweetie, what are you doing with the shopping bag? There's nothing in there except for old receipts. Okay, we're having the first accident. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off the webcam because I need to get some food out of the oven and I do not really want to be on camera while I'm eating. So give me like 3 seconds. Maybe a couple more. So those were more than 3 seconds, but I'm back and I've got a good helping of lasagna. Really hoping that makes today better. Oh, where did I put my stylus? There. Oh, and the festival chose here trying to get something as well. Right, I know. Just after my food. Sweetie, no. No. Sweetie. That cat is going to be the death of me. I wanted to rob you all of some light background music here. No. Stylus. That's where I was. Let's get some action going there. I'm gonna go with the big airbrush. Okay, yeah, I think that whole contrast between a warm color and cool color is actually working out for the better. Yep, and we can push it indeed. Let's go with some color Dutch. Let's go with a bit of less color Dutch, but still color. And we dodge it. Let's leave that up multiply. Okay, eating and drawing at the same time doesn't work quite well. So maybe I should just eat first and draw later. But hey, if anybody has any questions about art, we can do that. What did I make today? Lasagna. Very much homemade lasagna. What did you mean the other painting that my camera chose to corrupt? Because for that, I revisited my sketchbook that got kind of intimidating after I put such an opener move on it in the other video. But hey, I got my gouache busted out and did some drawing. Painting. Technically it's painting. Oh, and you know, I didn't actually turn off one of the commands I've had for game stream. But hey, that is what you get for being loopy. And I mean, I guess the command doesn't hurt. But no, I've been really out of it today. Sweetie, no, you go back over there. You're not getting any of this. You've not been a good kitten today. Mr. Arno has been driving me crazy all day with his incessant meowing. He is not used to me being at home the entire day on a Friday. So he tried to swindle more food out of me. No, sweetie, you're not getting anything either. So, now Elias wants something too. Yeah, like vultures with these kitties. Kittens. Very big kittens. I didn't know, do cats actually still count as kittens until they're 2? Because I seem to remember that cats don't actually have fully grown until they're 2. I mean, they can still grow wide after that, but yeah. In other words, Arno and Elise are snooty teenagers at the moment. And Arno definitely has grown enough. I'm getting the feeling that this piece of lasagna might have been a bit too big. I should have gone with a smaller one and then ate probably after stream. And I guess that is my today with... I am, in English you say hindsight's 2020. Yeah, I think that is what's fitting here. But right now, I really have to eat it, otherwise, a cat will get it sooner or later. Let's make this a bit bigger, so anybody who comes in can actually see something here, even if it's not moving. Yeah, I guess. Everybody is able to eat. That is good. I'm sure you can find an Italian restaurant in Munich. Like, from Munich it's just a hop, skip and a jump over the Alps. And then you're in Italy. So these Italians probably also made their way to Munich. I would be very surprised if you can't get a lasagna in Munich. Like, listen, some people went over the Alps with elephants. I'm sure they can come over the Alps with lasagna too. Sweetie, no! Stay back! My food. Do I need to hiss at you again? Hmm? You know, you're looking like a charmer right now because you want my food. That's really all you want from me, isn't it? So, the thing with dinner, I do not know if they make it a bit different in Bavaria. Because one time I got dinner just around Augsburg, which is less than an hour from Munich. And it wasn't the best dinner I ever had. I don't know. I think the best dinner I ever had was actually in the town that I went to school in. That one was really good. Just the right amount of sauce. And really nicely done sauce too. Sweetie, no. Go back. And I was noticing that the lasagna gets less with every bite I'm taking. I was trying to get to the thing so you can maybe snatch something up. Well, you know, we can see if there is a good dinner around when I come to Munich on Monday. Because I'm not sure if they actually translate the menus. So I can't do that for you. And just to say it right now, there is zero shame in asking for a fork with your dinner. They are usually very full and you can't really bite into them without getting something out first. So that's where the fork comes in handy. Or if you just want to bite into something, a dürüm. That one's really good. Personally, I like mine with some cheese. Usually costs about €1 extra. I don't know how prices are in Munich, but we shall see. Might have to get some money first. Because usually, at least at the dinner restaurants I've been at, or kiosks, I guess sometimes they're more like a kiosk, you usually can only pay in cash, so be prepared for that. In general, in Germany you will likely have to pay in cash in most places. At least where I live, I don't know if they are a bit more futuristic in Munich, ahead of their times, or along with the times of the rest of the world, but ahead of German times. Like if you go into a restaurant to sit in, you usually can do, you can pay with card, that's not an issue. But generally it is probably advisable to have like 10 to 15 euros on your person, just in case a card cannot be read. What you can do though is if you go grocery shopping, most grocery stores like Lidl or Lidl, depending on where you are and how you want to pronounce it, Rewe, Edeka, and I'm actually not sure if Kaufland does it as well, but in most stores you can like get your groceries, and if you buy groceries for more than €5, you can also ask them to give you some cash out, which is then deducted from your card as well. So it's basically like going to an ATM, you just do it while you're grocery shopping. It might be something very normal for you over there. But yeah, generally, have some cash on your person. I'm not a good German in that regard. I almost never have cash on my person. Right now I have like, I wanna say 12 pounds on my person. British pounds, that is. I have a couple more pounds otherwise. Yeah, so I still have my British money in my wallet. I have never taken it out. Whoops. But also the British money looks pretty. Like, especially the bills, they look pretty pretty. Alright, I finished the lasagna. And now I'm torturing Arno with Peps. So tortured. Poor kitten. Poor kitten. So let me put the webcam back on. There we go. I've got the tortured kitten over there. Oh well, you're not seeing much more. Tortured kitten. There's another one there. So, yeah. Yeah. Mommy didn't share her food. Then mommy is gonna be a scratching post. Yeah. Poor kitty. It's wild. Hang on, lasagna. Well, if he had been a really, really good boy and just stayed where I told him to stay, I might have gotten some. I mean, fortunately for him, there are like 2 more helpings in the kitchen. I mean, if you want to, you can have my empty plate and see if you can lick it off. Does that help you? Oh, he's actually interested. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Sweetie, we probably better don't do that on the internet. So, yeah, let's get back to the things we actually want to do here. Hey. No. No. Sweetie. I've got the spritz bottle. Okay, you may sniff it. That's what you get if you annoy the spritz bottle. It's just water, sweetie. You're not dissolving. You're not cotton candy. You're just regular candy. Yeah. Oh, he needs to clean himself. He got watered. Is this what waterboarding feels like? That's probably what he thinks. So, okay, where were we? Do this as normal. That isn't quite working out. So ideally, while I'm painting, I would like my underpainting, which is this thing here, to really be my bases. And for that, I'm just thinking about how I can properly use it. I think. So, because when I have a folder selected and have it set to normal, I can add clipping masks to the layers that are above the folder. And then I can keep the folder as is. However, then I get these, let me make this a bit smaller. Then I get these lighter streaks because the layers that are set to multiply will multiply to other layers within the folder, but they will not multiply to layers outside the folder like the background. They will do that if I set the folder to through, then all the layer, oh god, what were they called? Yeah, all of these will also be applied to the layers underneath. Also, you can't really see me anymore because I moved this for Arno. Yeah. But if I set the folder to through, I cannot put clipping masks on top. The clipping mask symbol, that bar over there, is grayed out, it won't work. So I think the best way to go about this is to duplicate this folder and merge those layers. However, that still leaves us with some of the lightness issues here. I mean, now that we don't have them in a folder anymore, we might also go in and erase them so they don't bother us anymore. Well, I mean, those hands will need proper resketching anyway, I guess. They are very rough. Poor lady also needs a mani-pedi. Just saying. As somebody who has never had a mani-pedi, she definitely needs one. But you know what? Just getting all of these out of that folder. Delete the folder. And then maybe if we, nope, that sends us the same result. Oh, life is hard. Okay, let's get that back in. Maybe, okay, we are making this very pale. And we will just start by resketching these hands so they actually look good. And then we will just go from there. Okay, you're way too fake. Alright, have fun looking. By the way, the lurking command that I had for Twitch also works for YouTube. Commands basically work the same way. Just throwing that out there. set this to multiply. I put all of this Assassin's Creed music on my stream playlist, and now I really want to replay those games. Oh boy, the good old ones. Those were really nice. But I guess if I really want to replay the first Assassin's Creed game, I need to get a CD drive, like an external CD drive, because the current computer doesn't have anything internal. Because everything needs to be pretty and look nice. Really, I would just rather have a functional PC. Not necessarily one that looks pretty. I mean, the previous one looked nice, but I never got quite around to liking the orange stripe it had. But that's fine. It worked very well for 7 years. Well, in any case, this hand is starting to make more sense again. I mean, that wasn't exactly the hand I was most worried about. Wait a minute. Sweetie! Oh, Jesus H. I'm going to kill this cat now! Tell me a minute what you did. Jesus H. Who's being a bad cat here? I think it is time we implement a bingo card. Whenever there's a capsident, you can scratch something off. Because guess who was trying to eat my lasagna and actually got through the layer of cheese on one little corner. I just put the lasagna back in the now somewhat cooled oven, so he doesn't reach it. This cat. I swear, if no other cat is getting me there first. Looking at the other sweetie, wherever she is, jeez, whoever. Yeah. Oh wait, this one stays in there, this one comes up. So yeah, Arno is driving me crazy some days. Okay, see, I was thinking about having the entirety of the skull and hands and arms painted. But I'm actually also liking the idea of having bold line art now that I'm sketching it like this. Look at me being decisive in what I want. Oh, you are not getting anything. Yeah, go to the blanket of shame. That's where you belong today. So, you know what? In my decisiveness, I have just decided that we indeed are gonna go with bold line art instead of fully painted. I think that will actually look better. And if I'm also very honest, it will allow me to not think as much. Okay, and I gotta lie, I love line art. It makes things so much easier. Specifically for me. Because you do see the results of textures so much faster. Inking those hands will be interesting. It's been a while since I have inked hands that way this big. I might. Do I have some lace texture? I know I used to have some, but I also got rid of it. A lot of brushes that I wasn't using, and I never really used lace texture. Now I'm thinking maybe that will work out. Okay, that is not lace, that is bricks. Okay, those clamps, smokestacks. Yeah, I don't have any lace texture anymore. So let's just go into Clip Studio and look for some assets. Lace. Preferably free. I do not have any clippy points anymore. No, I also have some in my catalog, I think. Like stuff I already got before. I was broke on clippy points. So let's look there. I think it goes with downloads. There we go. We've got embroidery, we've got ornaments. Could swear there was some kind of lace as well. Ha ha ha. I knew there was some. It has been a long time. Yes, please. It's been a long time, but I knew there was some. Oh, you, min herr, you have no reason to complain anymore. Okay. There we go with the lace brushes. Oh, which one do I like best? Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, let's just make this one smaller. Make you smaller. Okay, that direction is the direction. Yeah, I think that one might be a little bit too thick. How about you? Oh, I'd actually put you in here to use you. Okay, this one is not a saved in grayscale. Okay. Okay, but what if I make you smaller? That one will work the way I want it. Right, we'll keep this one for this one project. Right, and now looking at this mirrored, which good tip you should always do. I'm feeling like this finger is too long, same with this one, especially compared to these two. Jeez, that song is always making me cry so much. Which, by the way, we will get to in future game streams. And I think I may have just a little bit of a miscalculation of my game streams. Cause right now I would think about a third through with The Longest Journey. I honestly thought it was a faster game, but there is so much more to it than I remember, which is good. Like, it's an old game, and now you can get it for cheap. So yeah, I don't know, not for cheap like the fluffy ones, but cheap, little money. Yeah, with that one we should finish it in December for sure. And then start the next one, which is Dreamfall, like The Longest Journey Dreamfall. And after that, we would eventually start with Dreamfall chapters. However, with The Longest Journey Dreamfall, if we start that in December, maybe go with that till February, we're getting to a problem zone. Hot problem zone, because that is when Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is released. So there is a conflict there. How can I devote game time to any game that is not Kingdom Come Deliverance, my beloved? I don't put anything on this layer already. No, I did not. So yeah, the future of game streams is gonna be an interesting one. They will certainly happen, but will I be able to pull myself loose from Kingdom Come Deliverance once Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that is, once it releases? Or will I stick to playing that one? Right, no. Or will I stick to Dreamfall chapter? I don't know. I'm not making any sense today. And I haven't even been drinking today. I feel like I probably didn't make a whole lot of sense last night anymore. Despite only having 2 glasses of wine. I'm a lightweight. Because I do not practice anymore. Which is probably for the better in general. And also mostly drinking alone isn't all that fun, so most of my drinking is actually still done on stream, and it has been a while since I did that, so. Oh, and there's definitely one Friday stream I'm gonna be missing in December, because we are having a company conference slash party in the evening after the conference. So more like this. So yeah, there is at least one Friday stream I'm gonna be missing there. Maybe I'll put a stream to Thursday. I'm kind of doing that with next week's stream. Okay, let me just see. Okay, no, technically it's not on. Okay. Do I need to know what's back there? I do not think so. However, we like to be thorough. And honestly, this nail looks like it's hurting. If your nail looks growing and worn like that, probably worth a visit to your general practitioner. There we go. And honestly, we're just having it grow like this. That might be better for everybody. And maybe we should also change the position on this finger. I try to like it that way. Like basically every other finger is more like curled, more like this, that way. Although the pinky in that position does curl more, it doesn't curl that much without pulling the other fingers with it. After all, basically all of this is a web for fingers, and then it kind of pulls everything with it. Might be a bit more like this. Although, no. Oops. That way it mirrors this one a bit better. And then the entirety here is more closed off in terms of, oh, what's the word? Composition, that's the word. So let's get this one off. Let's get this one off. And let's get this one off. And then let's get started on the inks. Gonna stay with the dark blue that I've had for sketching, so that future layer modes, that's the word I was looking for earlier, can actually have an effect. However, I think it might be better only to editing layer if we lighten all of this up a bit. That way I can more clearly see what I'm inking and where I already have inked. And I'm also using the ability to paint with transparency, so it does do that on the other side of that symmetry line. Mostly because if I use the eraser, it will only do it on one side of the symmetry line. I don't know who thought of that system, but it is a bit weird. I also kind of think it would have been smart, like social media smart, to have this done, to have had this done, is probably a better way to say this, yesterday for Halloween. However, I could not be bothered. Honestly, I really like hatching. Yeah, we are also still in mirrored mode. And that's gonna be interesting once I put us back onto proper viewing mode. So here's the problem. When you make a new layer, you gotta make sure that this layer is also benefiting from the symmetry. And then you have to be able to make it just as nice as before. Let's get this one back down. Okay, now we need a different kind of hatching here. Just need to be careful with this teeth. If they got too textured, they look more brittle than actually working teeth. There is some cleaning up I may have to do once the symmetry line is off. with some luck, I will definitely be able to get the inks done today. And then finish the coloring tomorrow. What do I have one for tomorrow? Cleaning day. That's nice. And video editing, maybe, depending on if I get some video files back. Let's also get rid of all of this. But we have an inked skull at the very least. Isn't that nice? Go with some hatching for texture and direction. Alright, now this one also has a bit more, what's the word? Contrast. Looks more intentional. Alright, I've got the skull. Let's get to smudge this one down. Multiply plus. And then let's get to hand number 1. So, hands. So the secret with hands that I've noticed so far is to really just be confident in your lines, and then everything looks well enough. If you start doing sketchy lines like this, things tend to look very insecure. Same with adding too much, like here. Well, not there. But it tends to muddy the shapes, and then it looks weird too. Look at what that song is actually. Cause I am having an old headcanon come on with this song. Might have to revisit that one. And I'm not sure how much you're actually hearing, to be honest. Might just be very, very quiet background noise, but yeah. I'm getting headcanons. That's nice, actually. Really helps me with writing. For a second there, I thought my pen pressure was a bit off. The same kind of issue that I sometimes have with Club Studio while using two monitors. I don't know, I've had that with my previous PC, I have it with this one. So this is not necessarily a PC issue or a driver issue. This is definitely a Clip Studio issue. But this time it wasn't that. Just my imagination playing tricks on me. Well, so for me personally, I foresee right after stream going to bed, curl up with the book I started this morning, and just continue reading. Might be the safest option. Yeah. Just getting the line hierarchy right here. And if I do that, how visible over? Okay, I need a mirror. A mirror, that's the word. Oh boy. I need a mirror here so I can more accurately see how this will work. So yeah, not much of an issue with these three. I'm wondering if maybe I should put some folds is not the right word. I mean, I guess, in a way, they are skin folds. I'm just putting that there. We'll see how I feel about it when I next look at this. I mean, I also often feel that I have very weird hands. They are not very easy to reference. I don't know. I think some other people have easier hands. That makes sense. I don't know. Don't really know how to put it into words, actually. Yeah, that looks more fitting in terms of angles. Oops. Let's add. Where did I add those? There. Let's add some layers, but we shall do this on a new layer. Is this a new layer? Yes. Okay. do this with a less heavy hand. Okay, it looked good until here, so do this hope. I need more flowy motions. So yeah, I think that's better to just leave it open-ended like this, and then have a second layer here, go over this, and then we meet our good friend, the eraser. And just have it like this. Wrong layer. Good thing we noticed that one early. Good. Alright, I've got one hand inked. Let's get the other hand. Let's just get this in a proper way again. And I can use the natural angle of my elbow much more easily. Alright, again, secret to hands. Be confident in your lines, even if you're not actually confident in them. Don't add too much in terms of indication lines. I don't know what you would really call them. Like these. And if you do, make them subtle enough to indicate direction, but not so loud that they look like there's a cut on that finger. Because if it looks too busy, it starts looking weird. Maybe I should actually try to use this playlist I'm currently having, because I'm having an ongoing headcanon up there for my writing playlist. Although recently, when I have been writing, I have actually tried to do so in silence. Insofar as the cats are letting me have silence while I'm writing, at least. Okay, now. Oh my god, that is a really nice finger. And if you track this out of context, it gets very weird. And heck, I drew a really nice finger here. Suck it. Sometimes I really think like maybe I do have skills. On any kind of form, I think, specifically with the fingers and angle change, plane change, that stuff is gonna be done with color and shading and that whole shtick. Make this a normal thing. Put all of you onto normal. And then let's see where we need to add some non-destructive. Turn this off. Some non-destructive obstruction. I'm loving layer masks. Ain't nothing better right there. I love the non-destructive way of doing this, because that means if I decide on another arrangement or something, I can get everything back. So, oh, right, there's still something that needs to go. And down here. Welcome back, BP. Hope everything's going the way you wanted to go. We need to start with this one again. And then we need this on the other side. And I also need this one again. You're way too small. There we go. Floating airport, and noticed next time of the time flight is 9:50, not 10:50, and I need to read it right now earlier than I originally thought. Oh yeah, well, if you notice it now, then that's good. Noticing it an hour before the flight might have been weird. And weird is probably not the right word. Not good, bad. Take your pick. My brain is a bit mushy today, so. I think it's a long weekend kicking in. That might be why my brain is all like, you know, we're not working today. Like literally, we are not working today. This one needs to be going this one. Or, wait, nope, 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 nope. This one needs to be going. Exactly, they say it's a problem. Really? It may be a bit of a waste of energy sometimes. Most times, probably. But look at all the times it comes in handy. Okay, now I think we are good now. Do I see anything glaring in terms of issues? Okay, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of how the lasers interacting here. But am I not a fan enough to redo it? Yeah. Whoop. That was very up close and personal very quickly. That's fine. We like up close and personal, don't we? Yeah, once every 100 times. And then it comes in clutch when it's really important. Like, I don't know what flight prices these days are, but I imagine a flight to Europe is not all that cheap. And imagine having to pay for it twice because you did not look properly. That would be very much a waste of money, like literally. Because I think most insurances, like travel insurances and stuff, do not actually cover negligence in terms of like, oh, you were too late, that's your problem. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that is a proper reason to claim insurance. Now, if your ride breaks down on the way to the airport, and you have documentation for that, that's another reason. However, that still wouldn't be really nice. And like, I know you've been really looking forward to this vacation, so I would have been very much a bummer. Perfect. Oh yeah. I know that feeling. I was very much excited to not be here for election shenanigans too. Let me just the right when I'm not on the right. There we are. Yeah, your elections are next week, I think, November 5th. Or am I remembering this wrong? Could be wrong. Okay, yeah, November 5th then. Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Because, like it or not, all of Europe is also watching those elections with very different expectations, too. Which is kind of sad. Because there are some outcomes I would prefer not to happen. Right, but we have inks. Isn't that nice? Let's get rid of this one. This layer. Just use that to have a bit of a barrier between the backgrounds and the inks, so I knew where I was inking. Small clean letters country. Oh yeah, so modest. That is definitely what the US thinks of themselves. I mean, like it or not, the US is kind of boastful about everything they are. Yes, modest and humble, yep. That's what they would have us believe. By they, I mean the government. So, and I was 3 neurons away from just typing the government in that ink folder name. Oh boy. Have I mentioned I'm a bit loopy today? Alright. Let's see. Oops. Okay, the rest does at least have I need to get inked. Wine worked? What kind of wine? I didn't have wine today. Did you have wine? Did that work? Or do you mean because because I'm loopy today? Yeah. Okay. See? I'm sitting on so many neurons today. Yeah. But no, I think my brain is mostly loopy because it is being ripped out of its routine routine being... What the heck's going on here? There we go. Routine being... I go to work for 5 days, and then I bust my ass for 2 days. I mean, technically I bust my ass on those other days as well, just in the afternoon. And you know, all of this was what this video I was working on was actually about, until my camera decided I am not worthy of having those files. So, right there. Although maybe I should try this. Oh, I haven't really looked yet. It was still doing the imaging before I when I started streaming, so haven't looked deeper into it just yet. That will be my post-stream thing to do. And depending on how that goes, I may be going to bed early. Potentially with the rest of the wine bottle. There's still some in there, as you can see. And then I may just be sitting in my bed reading, drinking wine, trying not to cry. Because I'm that kind of loopy too today. Like, I feel like I'm really close to crying. And I do not know why. What are you doing, Club Studio? Why are you doing this? Jesus. Okay. Put this there and... I got a bit of juice and wrong layer. So, quite honestly, I think the moment these inks and flaps are done is the moment that I will stop streaming. Not sure how much my brain can handle today anymore. So it's gonna be a rather short stream on the whole. But hey, I streamed for almost 7 hours yesterday, so that's fine. Nobody can say I didn't do any streaming this week. Not even my brain. Yeah, it was really long. I didn't anticipate it being that long. I was saying earlier that we're, I think, about a third through with the game. There is so much more minutiae to the game that I remember. So, yeah, that's gonna take us a little bit longer than I thought it would. Oh god, I'm starting to yawning again. I remember that happening yesterday. But yeah, that is kind of ruining my plans a bit. Because I was thinking of having 2 streams on this game. Might turn out to 3 streams, with a potential to already start the next one and the third one, depending on how fast I am with this puzzles. Puzzles is the word, or I'm sitting on words today. They're like on the tip of my tongue, and I need to really grab them and pull them out. And so where was I? Oh yeah, maybe start with the second game on the third stream. And that kind of is more or less a problem, because in February Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out. And I do not know if I have the strength to pull myself loose from that game. So we shall see how that one works out. Maybe future Sophie can time travel here and tell me how it's going. That would have been fun if that worked. So yeah, future Sophie is still busy with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. No, it's gonna be more, I think. Well, I mean, I have like 8 hours every day after work. And the weekends. It's gonna be so hard. Just erasing the color for this lace, because I think once we're at this whole coloring stage, I will just go back to the inks and color the lace itself, like color the outlines for it. I think that will look better than having all of this color here. But that's going to be a last minute adjustment. So. There are inks here that need to be gone. I mean, I'm also playing with the idea because January and February, and to some extent also March, are going to be very stressful at work, that I might not do any art streams in that time and only do game streams. But I'm not sure if I like the idea on the whole. So there is still a bit of waffling going on in my calendar. Okay, let's lock this layer and get proper coloring in. Okay, let's color this line in. So let's get a fleshy color. Actually, no. Let's get a white color for the undershirt. Because right now the white is also in all those little lines for the lace, and if I go with the flashy color for the hands afterwards, it will fill in the flashy color in the lace, which is good because this is supposed to just be white in the outlines. Okay. I think I may need to go back in here later and do some minor cleanup. Minor cleanup is so shoot. Probably go this way first, this way after, and this way after that. Yeah, you need to be thinking while you're doing those. That's interesting. Whoa, yeah, now her nails look really weird. With their nails, I don't know. Maybe this is a man. Somebody who's gender fluid. Maybe trans, I don't know. I don't know this person. All I do know is I have drawn them with very long fingernails. And anybody may find long fingernails pretty. And that worked like nothing. There we go. We've got flats. Yes. And I think this is how far I'm gonna get today. It is definitely a shorter stream than it was last time, but it's fine. We got started, and I will finish this on my own time, and also still need to sketch stickers and stuff. Ideally, I would have everything done by early next week, so I can get stuff up and posted. Yeah, depending on whether or not I'm able to recover all these files, I may also need to push around my publishing schedule, my content publishing schedule that I made. Like, I've got a monthly spread in my calendar where I put stuff, and I counted on stuff being cooperative. Stuff wasn't cooperative. So far, at least. We shall see how it goes further. But yeah. Let me pop you over to ending so that anybody who comes in now knows not to expect any more streaming for how much longer. Next week's game stream will be, art stream will be on Thursday, because I do have an IKEA date on Friday with my mom. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but that also means I cannot stream on Friday as we will be entering IKEA at around 4 p.m. and usually I would be starting streaming at 5 p.m. And there's no way I'm gonna be in and out of IKEA in under an hour and manage to drive back here. So, and no way there. So, yeah, we're gonna have the art stream on Thursday. We are gonna try to figure out dragons visually. And by dragons, I mean the dragons I have in my story. Because why not? I figured it might be nice to take you all along on how I'm thinking about this kind of stuff. But more on that next Thursday. Yeah, and BP, I will see you on Monday at the latest. So, yeah, have a nice rest of the evening and goodbye.